fix the chat and enjoy the difference between between my book and my coffee. I think I will grab my light again though. So it does seem to make a difference in fixing the weird thing that happens when I don't. We're definitely not doing that guy. That guy's cool, but that finger just weirds me out so bad. You know what? I think it's time. I really like this picture. I don't know. Should we do her or that one's actually really cool as well. They have been good all day until I sit down to try to color. Settle and watch your show. Let's see. There's the one we did yesterday. Oh, no, there's the one we did yesterday. Let's see. Hello, how we doing? Trying to decide what we want to do today. And nothing is jumping out at me except I think this guy is. He is capital creepy. All right. This guy does not look like a very friendly clown, does he? Let's see if we can make it worse. All right, I can handle this guy. This is kind of like the Joker and It mixed. But he's definitely got the creepiness for the day before Halloween. Hello, thank you. I am not actually painting. It is a coloring book that I picked up. Excuse me for one moment while I go reason with my birds. Won't take but a second here. They've been doing really good all day. Actually watching a different coloring channel. But sometimes they get a little overwhelmed when I'm in the other room and I'm not paying attention to them. Sorry about that. All right, back to it. My light turned itself off. That's always fun. Come on. Hello, Dolphin Girl and Bob. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It is unfortunately in a language that I don't read. Well, me and my light are going to argue now. It actually doesn't look bad without it, so we're going to skip it. There's times, for some reason, when I go live with no extra lighting, it turns everything blue. And while blue is my favorite color, it makes it very difficult for me to see what things look like to you guys. And I am a little bit late today, but I actually got a long form up for once. I've been slacking on those a little bit, and it's been driving me bonkers. They are, hello Waffle, they are actually doing very, very well. I I hadn't been posting about them a lot because the weather's been really bad. So they've been in my workshop, actually. We are working on making them more indoor, but release 7 cats into your house when you already have 4 birds, 3 chinchillas, and 2 hamsters that are within view. The chaos is a bit much. So we really only bring them out in 1 or 2 at a time right now to let them get used to the house and everything without the utter chaos. Hello. I am not sure what you're trying to say. And we're back to the blue page, but oh well. Let's see. I think we're going to give him also red hair. Because we can. But I did actually pop a short up of them earlier. Just chilling in the sunshine because they've been stuck in my workshop for a few days. They did really well, and they showed they do understand how to use the litter box. So that's a huge, huge success in my eyes. They don't really understand leaving each other alone when using the litter box yet, but they'll get there. I saw 1 or 2 get pounced while trying to use it. It was kind of funny. And then our older kitten, Mistra, let herself out of my workshop and then let herself right back in when she realized it was wet out there. But we have the happy and sad moment of the first of them is going home on Sunday. He is very sweet and very cute, but I don't need 7 cats. 8 if you count the blind one that has his own room. And once we do get them moved into the house, the introduction process with him is going to be super fun. But we're hoping that it will draw him out of that room a little bit and have him less panicked everywhere else in the house. He's a little ridiculous. He will not leave the room unless someone is carrying him. He's almost a 20-pound cat. That is not an easy option. This guy is fantastically creepy already, and I've only done his eyes, nose, and mouth. And I probably will go over him with a white pencil. Just more to give it the little bit of a shine that the pencils and stuff give. I'm still kind of chuckling over the clashing of type of person you're watching between Scary Clown and Cute Be Yourself Cup. Got that cup on sale for about $1. I was thrilled. I collect fun, silly, or odd coffee cups, so I have no complaints. I'm a huge, catching something on a really good discount is a really good excuse for picking it up if it's something I know I'll use. I'm not somebody who picks things up that I have absolutely no purpose for, but if it's a good deal and it's something I know I'll use on a decent basis, like, you know, cheesy coffee cups, I will absolutely pick it up every single time. There we go. Dude has a lot of hair. It's a little wild, but it's a lot of hair. There we go. Add a tiny bit of color to his teeth. Because even people with really, really, really bright white teeth, their teeth are not as white as actual pure white. So, which on that note, I have a white pencil I've used so much that it's never been sharpened. The good thing about doing something like this is it really doesn't need to be perfect. Mostly we just want to give a little bit of weight to some of these spots that are just like wrinkles. I'm still going to go back over the rest of it. I just want to create a little bit more definition on those. And I don't know if you guys can see the difference. I can. There we go. Now, to give him some other colors. And I think just for fun, we're going to make his ruffles orange. It's one thing I like about the Scary Clown coloring is you can make the bright colors part of the picture without it being looking like you just want to mix bright colors in with a bunch of dark stuff. Because I've never seen a clown wear light, like a lot of black, unless they do like the half black, half white suit. Which I guess I could do, but it would make for a very, very boring coloring video. So I'd rather not. Instead, we shall make it orange. Now keep in mind, this is, I'm fairly certain, an AI created coloring book. So there's always going to be something on the page that makes no sense. Like the fact that he looks like he might be wooden. Which, I mean, seriously cool added detail to him if you want to say that he's wooden. Me personally, I will probably just do that section a different color, just for giggles. I also kind of like the fact that he looks very old-fashioned. I'm drawing a blank on what era the ruffled collar things were from, but definitely makes for a neat effect. And once again, we're going to use fun colors because we can. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it does that. Every so often, it just turns blue. It will turn on here in a minute, in theory. We'll fight with it again when it decides to turn blue for some reason again. But at least now you can actually see what's going on the picture. And I think scary clowns usually do the black, or do the bright colors just to make themselves less scary so that they can actually get whoever they're trying to get. Just trying not to use too scary of words because I do get a lot of kids in here. I'm not a made-for-children channel, but I do try to be child-friendly. Me and my light are going to fight here in a minute. She is not being cooperative at all. Alrighty. We're making our way. I love the fact that the only thing that actually makes this a really scary picture is his face. Okay, we're just going to pretend that he doesn't have two very different sized arms. And we're just going to pretend we didn't notice. I don't usually buy AI art. I did not realize this was until I already got it. And I love the premise enough that I can kind of pretend that I don't notice. Except for when people ask me if I drew it or stuff like that, because, no. I can't draw worth anything, but I also don't leave off entire body parts. Like, let's see. Well, I will find it eventually. Like this poor guy. He looks grumpy because how does a wizard with no arms do magic? Then my brain goes to that whole story arc in the show. I get distracted and start kind of chuckling to myself and making people think I'm completely off my rockers. Which, if you saw me right now, you'd probably think I was. That's one thing I like about faceless content is I don't have to make myself pretty. I can be sitting here in my sweatshirt and yoga pants and with my hair just thrown back in a messy bun and nobody knows. It works for me. So I think he is sufficiently creepy, while also being quite colorful and fun. YouTube really is trying to convince me to ask what everybody's, if everybody likes salty snacks or sweet. I actually get pop-ups on a very regular basis, trying to tell me how to engage. I'm more of a chatter and respond if somebody asks me questions. In the world? My colored pencil is trying to be current to the season, I guess. It works. And if you notice any sparkly or colorful spots on my hands, please don't judge. I scrub my hands very well after I do one of my long forms, but sometimes little bits of paint just refuse to come off. I'm pretty sure I got it all, but there might be a little bit here and there. Haven't had any really good repair projects yet, or in a while, but I do have an art piece that I'm working on that I'm gonna have to let dry out for a little while before I can try and do anything with it. And that is, I'm using an old broken flower pot to sit under a lighthouse that I already built. It's just getting around to, or not getting around to, but waiting for it to get dry enough that it doesn't weigh 30 pounds more when I do go to move it. Trying to figure out if that's the moon or an egg. Same thing with that. Is it an egg? Is it something else? I think we're going to color them as eggs. Don't know what for, what kind of eggs they are, but I think they look like maybe dragon or something like that. I think this one's some kind of dragon. I think this one's some kind of sea creature of some sort. This one's a little bit shorter so far than I usually try to do. Let's see. I want to use a different shade of red. Let's see. But we're going to go over it with other colors as well. We're just going to start with this slightly off red. I love how there's always so many different shades of every standard color. Just slightly off one from another. It leaves the door open to really have a good time with it. And then you add more colors on top of it and it changes it again. Yep. My teals are bickering again. That's not an uncommon occurrence in this house. I have 2 pairs of bonded birds, and just like bonded humans, sometimes they just cannot get along for a day or two. There we go. Now this guy, I want him in very aquatic colors. There we go. And I think we're going to do a hint of silver. And then I know it's not a huge piece, but I think it makes the effect. Oops, sorry guys, I keep bopping you. I think I'm actually happy with this. So I think I am going to go ahead and call it a day today. I won't be on tomorrow. I may actually be able to sneak a live in on Saturday. I had some plans that fell through, and I don't want to opt into going to work if I don't have to. So you may see me on Saturday. But until then, I will talk to you guys next time.